Welcome to this edition of the Rhody Reporter. I'll be your host for this segment, Mark Zaccaria. The Rhode Island General Assembly has just returned to session after a prolonged absence. As the new gathering began, its traditional first order of business was the election of leaders in both chambers. In the House of Representatives, the Speaker's chair was an open seat. The smart money was on Representative Joe Shekarchi to win the position. He was, after all, the hand-picked successor to outgoing Speaker Nick Mattiello. But there was a wrinkle which had been developing over the last few sessions, and it might have become an obstacle to Rep Shekarchi's plans. There is a growing caucus of progressive Democrats in the House. Flushed with a sense of socialist momentum, there was a real question in some of their minds whether or not this was the time their left-wing numbers could tip the balance and oust the old order. Perhaps the foremost mind then mulling that tantalizing question was that of Matt Brown. Astute observers may remember Mr. Brown as Secretary of State at the turn of the 21st century. After losing a primary in 2002, he wandered the Democrat diaspora for years. Many can be forgiven for losing track of him during this long absence. Now he's back, though, and the man behind a group known as the Rhode Island Political Cooperative. It is a progressive PAC that has motivated, if not financed, many of the new left's standard bearers in the Ocean State House. Going in to the opening of the new session, Mr. Shekarchi, known not always fondly as the Shark, was outwardly confident. If he had a problem, it was with potential abstentions, which might prevent him from gaining a majority on the all-important first ballot. As that first ballot played out, however, the smart money once again won its bet. Speaker Shekarchi took the gavel, and there were no outward signs of any struggle having taken place in advance. The question House watchers must now ponder has to do with the terms of the deal the new Speaker cut with Matt Brown, or simply with his minions. Is there a tacit agreement to move certain pieces of pet legislation in return for progressive support for the Shark's elevation? Is the Rhode Island Political Cooperative keeping its powder dry while waiting for a fight it really feels worth winning? Does this signify a trial period to test the relationship between the two camps? If so, there's a clock ticking, and it will be fascinating to see which side breaks the cordial compromise first. For your tunnel-visioned Rhody reporter, the most important question is, will the hard-working, tax-paying women and men of the Ocean State benefit at all from the output of a House preoccupied with a tug-of-war? Stay tuned.